The desperate search underway. Nikki Dementri starts us off. Nikki, you were there at that press conference. What's the latest?
Yuki and Natasha, the fire commissioner started that press conference saying it is yet another terrible, tough day in the city of Philadelphia. We obviously couldn't agree more this afternoon. As you mentioned, we do know that one construction worker that was pulled from this site did die at the hospital. Fire tells us they are searching for at least two others at this point. You're taking a look at this scene right now. The partial collapse is at 30th and Grays Ferry Avenue. Just going down the line, we have Philadelphia Police here, PICO here, Fire Department here, PA Task Force 1, other utility companies. Yuki also talked about trying to stabilize this building. That is what they're doing at this hour. You don't see any first responders around this partial parking garage, I should say, inside that green fence, because they are worried about a possible collapse. Now, the fire commissioner did walk through a timeline. They said this all happened a little after 2 to the collapse of the garage that was under construction at this time. When people arrived on scene, they did notice that partial collapse, and search and rescue began immediately. At some point, and we did try to ask the fire commissioner when this all happened, but at some point they did pull back because those 7 stories are compromised at this hour. So for the safety of the team, they pulled everybody out and are reevaluating how they can get in, stabilize the building, and make sure that no one else is hurt in these search and rescue operations.
We have to ensure the safety of all rescuers as we move forward in this operation, and it's important for the public to steer clear of this area as we continue to work. It's going to take some time because we have to make sure that building is stabilized correctly before we can continue to work in that building.
It's just terrifying knowing that someone's probably still stuck in there.
Taking another live look at that partial collapse, you could see the pile of debris just piled up there above the top of that green fence. Again, that second story is definitely leaning, that concrete slab. Taking a look down Grays Ferry Avenue, you could see just the sheer number of first responders. Again, PICO, utility workers, Philadelphia police officers here as well, all trying to figure out how to safely re-enter that building. Yuki and Natasha, we also spoke with several witnesses. They tell us that they were in the area when it happened. They heard a loud boom, came outside, and saw a giant plume of smoke. They thought that that plume of smoke had to be some sort of debris, and then many people started calling 911 to try to get whoever was inside rescued at that point. It's going to be a long several hours as this search and rescue, again, they're calling it a search and rescue, not a search and recovery mission at this hour.
In Philadelphia's Grays Ferry section, a parking garage has partially collapsed. Tonight, as we've learned, one person is confirmed dead. 2 others are unaccounted for. And rescue crews are right now painstakingly assessing the structure amid concerns that it may completely collapse tonight. This is all happening at the intersection of 30th Street and Grays Ferry Avenue. That garage under construction when it came down just before 2 p.m. today. Now, as this situation has played out, first responders have moved back from the scene tonight. Engineers trying to figure out if any safe way exists for rescuers to get inside.
Let me start by saying good evening, everyone. I am here today joined with Philadelphia Fire Commissioner Jeff Thompson, our Deputy Managing Director and leader of our Office of Emergency Management, Don Morales, our First Deputy Police Commissioner, John Stanford, Licenses and Inspections Commissioner Basil Miranda, along with other leaders of our emergency and public safety teams for the city of Philadelphia, along with our legislative leader, City Council President Kenyatta Johnson, and Chairman Jordan Harris of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. Fire Commissioner Thompson and First Deputy Police Commissioner Stanford are going to brief you shortly on some of the details of this terrible tragedy. First, I'm going to walk through a timeline and the basic details as we currently know them. First, today at approximately 2:17 p.m., a portion of a parking garage under construction collapsed here in Grays Ferry. Our Philadelphia Fire Department, along with all of our first responders and Philadelphia Police Department, responded immediately to the scene. One individual was rescued from the scene and was transported to Penn Presbyterian Medical Center, where they were pronounced deceased shortly after 3 o'clock today. 2 individuals remain unaccounted for at this time. As a praying mayor, I want you to know that all of our prayers are with the families of the individual who passed and also the families of the 2 people who remain missing. Let me be very clear about something at this moment. We will not give up on these individuals, and we will not rest until everyone is accounted for from this tragedy. With this in mind, I humbly ask all Philadelphians to please say a prayer tonight for these individuals. In Philadelphia, we know that prayer works. Fire Commissioner Thompson is going to give you a brief on the details of the search and rescue operation that is currently underway. It's going to take time. This is a very, very complex process, and Commissioner Thompson and others are working very hard to determine that the garage structure is stable enough for the first responders and firefighters to actually enter it. So here are a few more facts as we know them at this time, and I want Philadelphia, you to know this for the record. We will empower the tool of transparency, and my job as mayor is to ensure that the facts as I know them, that those facts are communicated to you, our citizens. From our L&I Commissioner Basil Miranda, the location was 3000 Grays Ferry Avenue, Unit B. The project scope, it was new construction of a 7-story, non-accessory parking garage with ground floor retail space. 8 permits were required and properly issued, and all of the inspections were up to date. The general contractor here is a firm called HSC Builders and Construction, and they are located in Exton, PA. Of course, the owners are our very own Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The agencies that are on site right now are OSHA, the Philadelphia Fire Department, the Philadelphia Police Department, licenses and inspections, their Compliance and Safety Division that you will hear us reference as ISC, along with the Office of Emergency Management. An incident summary reads as follows. The site is currently an active Philadelphia Fire Department scene for rescue and or recovery operations. So right now, this scene is under the control of the Philadelphia Fire Department. The L&I ISC division has also initiated an investigation into the incident. The structural collapse was contained, and this is important to affirm, and these are the facts. The structural collapse was contained to the 30th Street side of the stair tower, where all 7 levels of the stair system failed. The owner's engineer is on site for further structural assessment. The subcontractor here is a firm called Precast Services Incorporated, and they were in the process of installing precast concrete floor decking and roof segments. After placement, a precast roof segment failed and fell to the level below, literally triggering a progressive collapse of connected sections across all 7 levels. And again, you've heard me affirm the parties. Further inspection and compliance notes. We want you to know that the precast concrete segments were manufactured off-site and installed by the manufacturer. This process does not require standard L&I inspection. Instead, it falls under required special inspections that include periodic inspections for precast concrete installations. These inspections were assigned to Valerie Moody of GAI Construction Monitoring Services. Now for an update on our L&I ISC actions. The Audit and Investigations Unit will conduct an investigation and audit all of the contractors and subcontractors. Our CSU Emergency Services personnel, that's our construction services unit, they will remain on site to support the Philadelphia Fire Department during the ongoing recovery operations. In closing, before you hear from our emergency management officials, I want to state for the record that I have been in close communication since we were alerted of this tragedy today with Children's Hospital of Philadelphia President and CEO Madeline Bell. The garage under construction is for CHOP, but President Bell, I need to state for the record that you, along with the entire team at our Children's Hospital, have been completely cooperative with the city of Philadelphia. All our emergency management officials, along with our first responders, and I want to thank you, Madam President, and to all members of your team for the amazing cooperation that you provided to my administration as we work through this challenging moment in our city. I have also been in constant communication with our governor, Josh Shapiro, and of course, our legislative leader, Council President Kenyatta Johnson, who is not just our legislative leader, but the council member here who represents this region. And we have been in constant communication throughout the day. And Mr. President, I want to affirmatively say thank you for the record for making sure that we are crossing every T and dotting every I to get the facts and ensure that is what is communicated to our residents and, importantly, your direct council district constituency.